Hey guys, my name is Quinn. Welcome back to my channel, and here I am building another labor-intensive project. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. I like to use a lot of reference photos just because I'm a big fan of staying loyal to the original art. So here we are with the bike at the right size that I needed it at. I just grabbed some wheels off of some toys. I'm going to build this bike up with wood and clay. So I'm building up the skeleton here, getting the right dimensions. Then I'm going to put more wood on it just to save on weight because clay is much heavier. And plus wood will give it more of a good skeleton, right? Because the clay I use, the beige stuff, super sculpty, it's not the most durable. So this adds more durability to the piece. And I'm curing it as I go along. I can't put this in the oven because obviously I have these plastic pieces, so I'm being very careful not to melt the plastic pieces. I'm painting that wheel just so I can see it better rather than it being just this transparent piece. And this bike alone has so many different elements, and I'm just working one bit at a time. You know, that's how you eat an elephant, just one bite at a time, because it does get really overwhelming in my head. So today we're gonna do the middle part right here, and tomorrow we're gonna do the seats. That keeps me mentally focused and I don't overwhelm myself. I tend to be more of an organic sculptor, animals, people, living things. And I always thought that I really sucked at mechanical things that have a lot of smooth and sharp angles and whatnot. But after this project, I think I've, kind of gained more confidence in building machinery or machines in general. So that was fun. So as you can see, I like to use all types of materials just because it's just easier on my life. I mean, if I try to sculpt this front part, I think I'd go insane. Look at how thin it needs to be, and I can't really cure it right next to that wheel, the plastic wheel. And balsa wood, I love balsa wood because even though it's not very durable, it's so easy to work with. It's easy to cut. It's easy to sand. Here I am using chipboard for this front little piece here because I need something that could be flexible and bend. More balsa wood here, and I will cover most of this balsa wood with a thin layer of clay just so that it could have the same, finish, smooth finish. With Super Sculpty, if you want to make it more durable, just over bake it. That's what I do. But you have to be careful not to burn it because once it starts burning, it starts to bubble, and then there's more work you have to do by sanding. But if you cook it more than what the instruction tells you, it usually makes it a lot more hardier. And honestly, guys, I don't know why I keep on saying Super Sculpty. It's Sculpty with a P. You'd think I'd know that. I've used it for decades. Anyways, and invest in good sculpting tools, guys, because honestly, if I didn't have my one favorite tool, it would make the projects so much harder. So I say my tip is to buy all the tools you see and then use them all, and then what works best, just keep that in your arsenal. Here I'm using epoxy clay right next to the plastic wheel there because I can't, use the heat gun on that area. I want to take this time to shout out my cuticles. Actually, a moment of silence for my cuticles and to honor them, that they've hung on to dear life to protect my fingers. So thank you, cuticles. I don't know what I've would have done with my life if not for you. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Building out the seat. And what's funny is that a lot of these, art, animation, there you would look at lots of different types of or lots of different reference photos, and they're not all the same. So you have to choose what you need to do, or choose what you like, what look you like, and go with that. Okay, I'm just building up the armature for the figure with just wire and foil. It's a pretty small figure. Yeah. And then I'm going to pose him because he's going to lean on the bike. And I need to put him in that position to make sure that he's going to look right. And so just gluing him down. And then I'm going to sculpt the rest. I'm not going to show you guys the whole sculpt just because, you know what I'm doing. Just sculpting him up bit by bit. If you guys do want to see more longer sculpting sessions, I can do that too. Just comment below and I will do that in my next video if you want to see more sculpting. Again, just really staying loyal to the photos that I have on hand. But obviously I have my own aesthetic too, because I was like, should I make him really cartoony, exactly like the animation, or make it more realistic? And I chose realistic. Okay, so this is the important part here. Forced perspective. I'm using kind of the same principle as when you would draw, perspective in 2D version. You use like this vanishing point, and from there you use it as a guide for all your lines. So now that I have the lines drawn, I'm just building up the concrete, alleyway. Using this kind of spackle-like stuff I had extra that I bought for the house. I'm just going to use it for this. Again, just building it with wood first. This front part, that's going to be like this broken up concrete. And covering it with this spackle stuff. Probably not the most durable, to be honest, but user friendly because it goes on fast, it dries fairly quickly. Now I am building up the building, or the walls of the building in the alleyway, and all the pipes and the ducts that are on that's the side of the building. And as you can see, I am adhering to those lines that I drew out earlier for the forced perspective, and being cognizant of those planes. It has to match the perspective. And if you're going to ask me what the formulation is, I honestly don't have a mathematical formulation for you. I really just do it visually. And I am working with a reference photo of a movie still of that alleyway. And I use that reference photos for not just the perspective, but even the aesthetic, how I paint it as well. Okay, we don't want this wood texture on these concrete walls. So again, with the spackle, I am putting a thin layer, and fortunately it didn't even cover up my lines, so I was really happy, really pleased with that outcome, because I still needed it in case for anything else. Then I carved some lines, some cracks into the concrete, because we like distressing things. I love distressed stuff. Now I'm gluing on all the things I sculpted off screen here. Well, honestly, I do have footage of sculpting it, but it's just too much sculpting that you're watching, it's just clay. Okay, so I'm putting everything in its place, as you can see, force perspective. Everything's angling down to that vanishing point. Pipes and awnings. More pipes made with wood and clay, my favorite materials. I do love piping. I love that industrial, futuristic cyberpunk city look. So this is all fun for me. Like seeing it all come together. I hope it's fun for you guys too. Okay, so here I have one piece. Here I have the other piece. Same but different. Alright, I'm going to show you how I did the neon lights. And I spent weeks trying to figure this out. So what I ended up doing is just getting a piece of like a translucent acrylic piece. And then just printing out these neon lights. And gluing it on. And then when you put light in the back of it, it just glows and it looks pretty decent and with very little work. So I think like that was a good trade-off, or I even scored. I felt like very little work for a good look. So yeah, I soldered these wires to the LED strip, and then that's just packing tape that I painted black. Yeah, to keep the back. Okay, so, and then I took the still from the movie, added some neon lights onto that still, printed it out, and now I'm doing, gluing it to the same translucent acrylic, and that's my background that I'm going to light from the back. All right, painting. This is pretty straightforward, right? More or less. I'm going to paint everything dark first. That's how you usually want to start. You want to paint the darkest paint, and here it's going to be black. So I'm going to do all my pieces black, cover it all in black, and then we're going to put in the highlights, the different colors and whatnot. Okay, going in with a lighter color. And because it's at night, I need it to be blue. There's always going to be this blue, tint to everything at night. And yes, so I do this several times in order to get it smooth. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the walls. Putting on that light shade first, and then going over it with blue. Again, I do this a few times at least, if not several, to get a more uniform, smooth look. As you can see, this is not smooth, but it will be better. And I kind of have it set up next to the background so I can see what I'm working with, what colors I need to match. And now that I have that blue, I can weather it. This is a fun part too. I like, again, distressing things, weathering things, because it starts looking realistic. And here, I like this part too, where you start defining lines. It just makes things pop, I think good art is something that has a lot of contrast. Like tattoo art. If you guys have been following me for a while, I did tattoo art, and the main principle of tattoo art is just to always put light next to dark, shadow next to highlight, and that's what makes it look good. So same principle for all visual art, So as you can see it pops out much better. looking grimy. Crazy how you can transform things with just a little bit of paint. And of course, every alleyway needs a little bit of graffiti. This wasn't in the movie, but I just thought, I'd add a little bit of, flair here and there. In the movie, they didn't have neon lights either in this alleyway, but again, I love neon lights. I like that futuristic looking city. Here I am again, more distressing of the paint. You see how that blends in much better when you do distress. This is so bright and white, I end up distressing that sign as well later on, which I don't show, but I'm telling you guys. Okay, so I'm just using a glue gun to help me put these signs on, straight on the wall. Yeah, and then I'm just hiding the wire this way. Great thing about dioramas that you're looking at from one direction, you can use the backside to hide everything. It's like lifting up the rug and sweeping all the dirt under it. I love that. Here I am, I'm hiding the wire furthermore. Okay, we're gonna start painting the figure, and I built the gun off camera using just my favorite different materials again, which is wood, epoxy, clay, and plastic pieces from here and there. Okay, so for him, I'm gonna paint a mid-tone red. I let that dry, and I did the face and stuff while I kind of let the rest dry. So what I do, like the steps with painting, is this: mid-tone, and then you can either do dark tone next or light tone, but there always needs to be highlights and shadows and a mid-tone in order for a figure or a something to look more realistic and less like a toy. I think that's the difference between looking at a child's toy and something like this, is that you're really making it realistic with painting, putting in those highlights, putting in those shadows. You would think that these 3D models will already cast the right shadows and have the top parts already highlighted, but that's not the case. Isn't that weird? So yeah, so look at, I have to put in the highlights. I'm just adding more yellow or more orange and white to the red the base red, and then I'm using that for the top part where I think the light is hitting. These were pretty easy to paint because it's just like one uniform color, so I appreciated that everything was like all red mostly. And then hitting those corners with more lighter lights, and then later, I don't show it, but what I end up doing is hitting those corners with a metallic silver, and that made it really look like it was like metal. Okay, so I just printed these stickers, on sticky paper, and that was it. That's how easy that was. I don't think I showed, but for the windshield of the bike, I just used a soda, like 2-liter soda bottle, because it has that curvature and it worked perfectly, and the right thickness and all. Okay, this is like kind of the last thing that I thought it was the cherry on top. This isn't even I can't even talk. This isn't in the animation, but in some reference photos of other people's like fan art and stuff and like that, they did like use this kind of like, yeah, kind of to almost emulate that smoke that comes out. I think it was like that neon green color. I don't know. Whatever the case, I used it. I stole it. I stole that idea. And to kind of like tie it in, I did it on my little diorama box as well. Okay, right? Easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have a diorama. Easy peasy. And guys, if you like the song to this clip right now, you can follow my friend and brother in Christ. I got his information in a link in the description below. And if it's anything you've learned from this video, the most important thing is that Jesus loves you. See you next time, guys. Bye.